The Philadelphia Eagles, they must have really been afraid of the New York Giants taking DeVonta Smith with that 11th pick, because they jumped up and traded with the Dallas Cowboys to take Smith at 10. How did you feel about their draft overall?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like the Cowboys, even more so to the Cowboys, especially with their first and second day picks, there's a lot of risk with these selections. You know, DeVonta Smith, people are likening him to Deshaun Jackson, who had so much success with Philadelphia, although Deshaun Jackson was a second-round pick and he's more of a vertical threat. I mean, DeVonta Smith, it'll be interesting to see the way they use him. I love him as a receiver. He's the complete player at the position. He's very polished. He runs great routes. He knows how to separate from opponents, shows great focus as well as concentration, consistent hand catcher. But the fact is, he's 166 pounds. And at 166 pounds at his age, people think he's not going to get much heavier than 171, 172 pounds, which means you got to keep him off of press coverage. And I know whenever I say that, people say, well, you know, he was the best receiver at college level in press coverage. Press coverage in the SEC, as good of a conference as it is not the same thing as press coverage in the NFL. So let's get that straight. So you're going to have to find ways to free up DeVonta Smith. If they do, I think it was worth the trade, but there's a bit of risk there. Landon Dickerson in round 2, I mean, it's a major roll of the dice. As I said on the Draft Insiders podcast with Trey Wingo, the information I was getting was Dickerson got a 3- grade on his medical combine medicals. A 3- grade is equal to a C-. Most teams wouldn't take a guy within the first 5 rounds who got a C- grade on his medicals. I mean, it's not just the knee injury that he suffered in the SEC title game. It's the knee injury and the 2 ankle injuries, the season-ending knee injury and the 2 season-ending ankle injuries that he suffered at Florida State before he transferred to Alabama. On the field, Dickerson is absolutely a second-round pick. He's tough. He's a leader. He does the little things well. He showed significant progress in his game, but those injuries are just a red flag. It's not only just a question of can he get through a season healthy, it's a question of when will those past injuries start to rear their ugly head and maybe bring on the onset of early arthritis or immobility or things like that. Roll of the dice with Dickerson. Great player, but a medical nightmare. Milton Williams was also a bit of a roll of the dice. We had been reporting on Milton Williams on the Draft Insiders podcast back in November when I said that, you know, when he entered the draft, he was going to test through the roof, which is exactly what he did. Yep. 38-inch vertical jump. I think he ran in the 4.5s, on and on and on. We reported. You can go back and look at it. But the thing is, he just doesn't have the production. I mean, right now, he's more athlete than he is football player. And I'm told that was, everyone saw that clip in the war room between Harry Roseman and Tom Donahue. I'm told that Donahue was not too happy that they took Milton Williams. That's why he was upset. Again, Milton Williams, if they're able to develop him, they hit a home run. Otherwise, he's just a guy, an Olympian-type athlete who, you know, really needs to become a football player. I think they did a good job at day 3. Zach McPherson, he's a smaller guy, but he's a nickel dime back that you can line over the slot receiver. Kenneth Gainwell slid into round 5, which I think surprised a lot of people, including myself. But he's the type of running back that the Eagles like, a fast guy that can turn the corner and then run to daylight. Marlon Piloto of USC fell because of bad medicals, but he's an explosive 3-technique, first step type of lineman. Teron Jackson of Coastal Carolina, I think, is a good fit for the Eagle system. As is Patrick Johnson, and Jacoby Stevens is more of your traditional strong safety, maybe even an outside linebacker for the Eagles.
Yeah, and they took a couple big-name UDFAs as well in quarterbacks Jamie Newman, Trevon Grimes. You know, Jamon Osmond was another name that, you know, really stood out to me as well. How do you think that they did as a UDFA crew?
Yeah, even Coyote Owasika of Buffalo, who I think is probably one of the real finds in the UDFA class. The left tackle at Buffalo, who I think projects to guard. You know, people were surprised when Jared Patterson, the Buffalo running back, was not drafted. You know, the record-setting running back. Well, he was a record-setting running back because Owasika was opening up holes the size of highways for Jared Patterson to run through. So I think that was an outstanding signing. Another outstanding signing by the Eagles. Osborne was a guy, he ran in the 4.7s during Pro Day, which dropped him off the face of the earth. Jamie Newman didn't play last year, which, I mean, that was one of the really bad opt-out decisions. Jack Stoll of Nebraska, the tight end. He's an athletic guy. He needs to learn to basically transfer that athleticism into football ability. Harry Kreider is a Eagles type of lineman. I mean, he's a guy who can play center or guard. He's not the most athletic guy in the world, but he understands the position. He's a tough punch in the face type of offensive lineman who I wouldn't be surprised to see make the roster as an 8th or 9th blocker.